Come in at night, let's spark a light and see where it leads, just you and me.
You were in the living room, sitting on a couch while reading a book after the evening tea, but your attention wasn't really in the book, nor you were reading it because your husband was sitting in front of you on the other couch focused on his work. Usually he doesn't come home this early. His working hours are not fixed, and it's obvious because being the CEO of the company, he has to manage things regardless of time and place. A soft smile appeared on your face when you saw how handsome he looks when he is focused. Only his fingers and the eyeballs were moving as he was typing, and you were admiring each and every details of his face because no matter how much you look at him, it's never enough. Suddenly your cheeks turned pink in embarrassment when he lifted up his eyes and caught you staring at him with a smile. You quickly looked down in your book while Jungkook tried to control his smile. He doesn't want to make you feel awkward or embarrassed, so he didn't say anything. Even though you are a couple, but starting a conversation whenever you sit together is still a task because you both are shy, or it's just you because you get a little scared to talk to him only because of his cold looks. It's been only 2 months since your marriage and you guys are still trying to get to know each other. There was a comfortable silence in the room, but then Jungkook cleared his throat, making you look up from your book. You got a little curious to sense a seriousness in his tone. Ryan, I have something I need to tell you, he said, a little hesitant and shifted slightly in his seat, but whenever you hear his voice, you felt butterflies in your stomach. What is it? You said softly while keeping the book aside to give him all the attention. I have to go on a business trip the day after tomorrow. You felt a pang of disappointment at the news, but you tried to hide it behind a supportive smile. Oh, I see. How long will you be gone? Jungkook knew it wasn't the right time for him to leave as you need him and his time, but he has no choice either. About a week. I'm really sorry, Ryan. I know we haven't been married for long and I wish I didn't have to leave so soon, but it's okay, Jungkook. You don't have to feel sorry. I understand. Your work is important and I'll be fine here on my own. He nodded, melting by her supportive nature. He knew that he found the exact life partner that he always wished for. If you want, then you can stay with mom and dad, or maybe you can take this opportunity to meet your family. I'm fine here. I was thinking about working on a story. I can use this time. Like once in a blue moon, Jungkook's lips curled up in a slight smile, but it was enough for you to know that things are getting better each and every day. Maybe this distance will bring you more close to each other. Then a maid came in the living room. Ma'am, sir, dinner is ready. You nodded. We are coming. She nodded and left while you got up and looked at Jungkook. Let's go and have dinner. I'm coming. You nodded and walked away while Jungkook took a deep breath. The thought of going away from you for a week, this thought was bothering him this time the most. I will make it up to her when I come back. He closed the laptop and put it on the table before getting up and then walked towards the dining room. Finally, the day came when Jungkook actually left for the business trip. You tried to stay strong in front of him, but when he sat inside the car and drove off, you felt like someone took your favorite thing away from you. You exhaled heavily and leaned against a pillar. What is this? I've already started missing you. How am I going to live for a week without seeing you? It was an arranged marriage and you both were slowly understanding each other, but you have already fallen for him but scared to tell him. Jungkook unlocked his phone and your picture appeared on his wallpaper. He sighed, wanted to tell so much, and he was liking the slow love that was developing between both of you. The distance was decreasing day by day, then he got a work. This distance will be completely gone soon. He kissed the screen of your picture and put the phone back in his pocket when he saw the driver looking at him through the mirror. He felt embarrassed. Keep your eyes on the road and not here, he said in his cold tone while the driver slightly smiled because it's rare to see this side of Jungkook. Jungkook looked outside the window and a smile appeared on his face. The day seemed to stretch on endlessly after Jungkook left for his business trip. You found yourself feeling lost without him, the quiet emptiness of the home echoing the absence of his presence. At night, you were sitting in your room, wrapped in a blanket with your phone clutched in your hands, waiting for him to call you, but the minute turned into hours and still there were no words from him. Why isn't he calling me? He didn't even inform if he has reached safely or not. The first night without him felt longer than any other night you have ever experienced. You were trying to think positive. He must be so tired and slept right away. That's why he's not calling. He's not free like me. I should stop thinking too much. Maybe he'll call in the morning. But suddenly the negative thoughts started coming in your mind. Maybe he has forgotten about me. Maybe he doesn't miss me at all. No, I should stop overthinking. You kept the phone aside and hugged Jungkook's pillow. I know I'm thinking too much, and that's because I'm missing you. I didn't say it yet, but I love you. It was fast, but what do? I couldn't control my heart. Especially when my husband is that handsome. You closed your eyes and soon drifted off to sleep while hugging his pillow. A few minutes later, your phone started vibrating and it was Jungkook's call, but you were in deep sleep and it kept ringing. Oh no, I can't believe I fell asleep. The next morning when you woke up, you saw Jungkook's missed call, and from that time you were cursing yourself for missing the chance to talk to him. I had one job and I couldn't even stay awake long enough to talk to him. The maid came and she saw you frustrated. Is everything okay, YN ma'am? You looked at her and made a crying face. Miss Han, Jungkook called me and I fell asleep. I missed the chance to talk to him. Don't worry ma'am, sir will call you again when he get free time. Don't worry about that one. And please come for breakfast. I'll come in a minute. She nodded and left while he looked at the screen. I hope he'll call again and won't be mad. That day you didn't get a call from him, and when you called him it was directed to the voicemail. The whole day went by and you couldn't focus on any other thing. As the days went by, you tried to occupy yourself with work and try to work on your storyline, but your mind kept drifting back to Jungkook, wondering what he was doing and if he was thinking of you just like you do. 4 days passed and now you stopped waiting for his calls, but couldn't stop yourself thinking about him. You started thinking that it's only you who has fallen for him. Jungkook still needs time. You were trying to work on your storyline today and your mind started to work for real. Miss Han brought tea and some snacks for you. You have been working for so long today. Take a break. You smiled. Thank you so much, Miss Han. I needed this, but now you should go in your room and sleep. It's too late and you must be tired. Miss Han nodded, but there was something she wants to tell you, and she finally decided to say, Ma'am, I know you must be missing your husband. You smiled weakly and nodded. A little bit, but it's okay. This happens when you love someone and they go far, even for a day. It's natural to miss them. I know you are worried because you didn't get any call from Jungkook, but you know that he's always busy and might not get a chance to call you. You nodded. I know, Miss Han. Thank you so much for your heartwarming words. She smiled slightly, but always remember that Mr. Jungkook loves you so much. It shows in his eyes whenever he looks at you. Your heart skipped a beat when she said that. It means people can notice the love that is blooming between you two. Good night, ma'am. You gave her a smile while she left. You let out a shaky breath and put your hand on your chest, feeling your racing heartbeat. It shows when he looks at me. A blush appeared on your cheeks, but you flinched terribly when your phone started ringing. Oh god, that was scary. You picked the phone and your heart skipped a beat when you saw the caller ID. You looked at the time and it was 11 pm. Your heartbeat increased when you noticed that it was a video call from Jungkook. You quickly set your hair and took a few deep breaths before answering the phone with trembling hands. Your eyes lightened up with joy at the sight of his face on the screen. Hey Ryan, Jungkook greeted, his voice warm and filled with affection. I'm sorry it took me so long to call. The time difference here is crazy and I have been swamped with meetings. Your heart swelled with relief at the sound of his voice, and you couldn't help but smile. It's okay, Jungkook. I'm just glad to see you. I thought you forget about me. He chuckled slightly. I'm so sorry. I didn't know it would be so hectic here. I'm just coming back from the meeting and I know I would be tired as hell. That's why I called you on the way to the hotel. Oh no, it must be too tiring, right? He nodded. What to do? Work is work, but what are you doing? Today I finally thought of getting back to writing because from last few days I just couldn't think of anything except waiting for your call, but now I'm fine. Feeling good to see you. I've missed you. You didn't let the shyness hold you back and told him how you were feeling. Jungkook looked happy to see that you have started to open up with him. I also missed you, but work and all, I didn't even get the time to eat my meals on time. I can see that you are looking skinny and also sleep deprived. I know work is important, but so is your health. Don't ignore it. Jungkook smiled. Okay, I get it. So tell me about your days. You smiled, feeling so good. I'm not as busy as you, so I have nothing exciting to tell you, but you must have a lot of things to share. He laughed a little and you were shocked because this was the first time you heard his laugh. You talked for hours, sharing stories about your day and laughing at silly jokes. With each passing moment, you felt yourself growing more and more connected to Jungkook, your bond stronger than ever before. By the way, when will you reach your hotel? It's been 4 hours since we are talking and you are still in the car. It will take 1 more hour. It was a 5-hour drive. Oh no, I feel so bad for you. Did you eat your dinner? Not yet. I had a snack and I'll eat dinner after I reach to my hotel. Jungkook noticed that your eyes were heavy because it's been 4 hours and maybe it wasn't late for him, but according to the time here it was 3 the next morning. If you're sleepy then go to sleep. We can talk tomorrow. I promise to call you before going to the meeting. You shook your head. I don't trust you and I'm fine. He chuckled. And then you talked for another hour until Jungkook reached to his hotel room, but he didn't end the call. He took you along inside the hotel and then corridors until he came inside his room. And this is the room I'm staying in. Do you want to see the view of outside? It looks great from the balcony. He opened the curtains and looked at the screen only to find you sleeping. He chuckled. A rush of tenderness washed over Jungkook as he watched you sleeping firm. the soft glow of the screen casting a warm light over your face. You look so peaceful, so beautiful, and Jungkook couldn't help but feel a surge of love swell in his chest. Ryan, you are so beautiful, he whispered, his voice filled with emotions as he reached out to touch the screen. I don't think I've ever told you this before, but you mean everything to me, Ryan. You are the light in my darkest days, the warmth in my coldest nights. He paused, searching for the right words to express the depth of his feelings. I know I'm not always good at showing it, but I love you more than words can say. You are the one who makes me want to be a better man, to strive for greatness, not for myself, but for us. Jungkook's voice cracked with emotions as he continued, his heart laid bare for you to see. I'm sorry if I haven't always been the best at expressing myself, but please know that every beat of my heart belongs to you. I love you, Ryan. As Jungkook poured his heart out to the sleeping you on the screen, his voice thick with emotions, he was unaware that you have awakened, your eyes glistening with tears, as you listened to his heartfelt confession. But then, as he reached the peak of his declaration of love, Jungkook heard a soft rustle and looked up to see your eyes fluttering open, your tear-streaked face illuminated by the soft glow. Ryan? Jungkook breathed, his heart skipping a beat at the sight of you awaken, and listening to his most intimate thoughts, he felt so awkward and embarrassed. I heard everything, Jungkook. You whispered, your voice barely above a whisper, your heart overflowing with love and gratitude. And I love you too. He was surprised but emotional at the same time. Tears filled in his eyes, and he knew that your love is stronger than any distance, obstacles that stood in your ways. Jungkook's heart swelled with love as he listened to you, the weight of his confession lifting from his shoulders. He had never felt more vulnerable, more exposed, and yet in that moment he felt more alive than ever before. I'm sorry, Ryan. I should have told you sooner. I should have been more honest about my feelings. You shook your head and a small smile playing on your lips. You can't even express how happy you were at this moment. Things happen when they have to. There's no sooner or later, and I'm happy that we get to know each other's feelings. I'm so happy. I promise, Ryan, from this moment on, I will never hesitate to tell you how much you mean to me. Your heart swelled with love and gratitude as you listened to Jungkook's heartfelt promise. I promise, Jungkook, to always cherish your love and hold it close to my heart. After the promises and confessions, you talked for a little bit and then said goodbye to each other before ending the call. A sense of peace washed over you, knowing that no matter where life took you, your love would always be your guiding star, leading both of you back to each other's arms. You got up and collected your stuff before going towards your room, with the most satisfying and relieved smile on your face.